Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Retro Digital Rolodex. So, another update on the Compaq Presario 1692, which I'm now dubbing the Compaq Presario 1692 series, since I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of videos on this computer. So, if that's something you're into, yay, there's going to be a bunch of them. So, if you hadn't watched the first couple of game installs videos, we installed some games and that was hit and miss. So I was really, at the end of all that, I was frustrated with the poor performance of the computer in terms of reading software and having to restart it to get things to work. So I kind of started digging right away because I had nothing better to do in getting Windows 98 on here. So I kind of went about how I could create these disks by myself. Um, and that seemed problematic. So then I went on eBay to try to buy a genuine copy, and that was expensive. So, I mean, we're talking 40, 50, 60 bucks for a sealed copy of Windows 98 with the boot disks. And I just thought, that's too bad. It's not something I want to invest in right now. So I started scouring the software on here and I found, the system backup restore software Windows Millennium Edition has. And I found a system restore point from January, I think 13th at 3:30 in the morning in the year 1998. So I thought, that's awesome. I didn't really realize Windows Me was out then. I'm still scratching my head on that. Maybe the date's just wrong and it's a restore point. Anyway, regardless, it's probably because the date in the computer's wrong. Somebody made a restore point, and I decided, what the heck, I'm going to hit that and restore it and see what happens. It basically brought the computer back to the spot. I'm pretty sure that it looked like when I took it out of the case on its unofficial unboxing. So, but that was still cool. I mean, the games I did put on there are gone. So that's unfortunate. Fortunately, I do have some games to install right now. But the real reason I had to sit down and set everything up to record again right now was because I found the product key for this in the registry of the computer because this doesn't have the disk. Knowing that, I can start taking some stuff off here and really cleaning it up. So we're going to do that right now. So I have written down on my other laptop here the registry key that I got from the registry. Apparently, that's something that's really easy to find in Windows 95, 98 Me. I don't know about XP and future editions. I don't think it is. But in those, it was just there in the registry, which is amazing to me. So I have this opportunity now to take some stuff off here, especially if you're familiar with this computer, that Belkin USB input device error that happens every time I start it up. I'm getting rid of that. I hope. I am in the system program, so I selected uninstall, and it brings up the Windows Me setup. This is where I was running into problems. So I can accept all this, and see here, you need a Windows Me product key. Trust me, I tried some, no luck. Now I have the one that is associated with this computer. So if this doesn't work, God help me. But we're going to punch it in right now and see what happens. So let's give this a shot here. I'm going to make sure I don't screw it up. All right, the last line. Moment of truth here. Got the product key punched in. I'm going to verify it really quick. Because I am notorious for screwing something like this up. All right, here we go. And it took it, which is awesome. Makes me realize that, why all the other ones didn't work, because the system knows it, of course. I'm just glad I was able to find it. So what I'm trying to do again is uninstall it at Belkin. It has to do with the USB port on this computer. The USB port on this computer does not work. And the software associated with it just gives an error every time you start it up. And when I try to go into the software to mess with it, it just says it doesn't exist on this computer. It exists elsewhere. So I'm basically just trying to get rid of it at this point to stop giving me the error. Maybe I'll be able to go in and reinstall it and actually get that USB port working. Would be kind of cool. I mean, it is a USB, I think, like 1.0. I think that's what they called it. It's nothing I can't live without. So here we go here. Okay, this is bizarre. It says save system files. Would you like to save your existing system files? Setup can save your files so you can uninstall Windows Millennium and return to your previous version of Windows. I'm going to go with no here. I'm hoping I don't screw anything up, but it does say yes is recommended. Maybe I'll do yes just to be safe. I really don't know what's happening here. I mean, I'm assuming it's just going to uninstall the software that I clicked the uninstall to, but this is really bizarre. So it's saving the files right now. I mean, I'll be surprised if this is like, I honestly, I got nothing right now. I'm a little bit speechless on what's going on. I was just assuming it would allow me to uninstall the software, but I was a little confused at why it brought me to this screen in the first place when I clicked to uninstall that software. You know what? Yeah, I'm just going to see what happens here. This is a total, I got no idea. Playing it by ear. I'm a little weary to stop it. I don't know why I'm in this. The more I think about it, maybe I just need to delete that from startup, that Belkin device, and then it'll stop the error, I'm assuming, because I did see it in startup. I had deleted it earlier, but then I did the restore. It all came back. I never tested to see if that would fix it. I still want it off there. But I'm starting to think it's not installed at all anyway, and it's just the program files, like, in the program list itself, just the file folder, and probably in the startup registry, which is why it's causing an error. But I'm intrigued to see where we're going here. So it's saving system files right now. It's at 21%. I'm wondering, since we're in Windows setup, this is going to wipe the computer, but save that stuff as a backup is what it looked like. But I mean, if this wipes the computer, I'm going to be stunned. I mean, I'm down. I want a fresh install. This thing's got weird stuff. I created a user and deleted it, but it still asks me to put in the password for the user that I've already deleted, because the user right now, his name is John. And I just wanted to, I was hoping it would be like a Windows XP thing where I could create a new user, make him an administrator, delete John, but John doesn't exist in the profile list, so that was out. So it's just been really bizarre dealing with this Windows Me setup. We're at 50% now. Bear with me. So some of the games, while we're waiting, hopefully not in silence, because otherwise this would be really boring. Some games I want to try on this run. If you hadn't watched the other ones, we tried a few games, like NASCAR 2. I'm definitely putting that back on here and getting the sound to work when I get this set up the way I want. And then Silent Steel, I'm going to play through. It looks like that doesn't really require much of an install. It just reads them right off the disc, which makes sense since it's a video style, like a Sega CD style game. Like those click and go, and I don't know. But, of course, NASCAR racing, like I said. Number 2. I do want to do Flight Simulator for Windows 95. So, I was really happy to find this at a thrift shop. And this is the copy. If you hadn't watched the old videos, I talked about how I bought Vice City and played the crap out of it. A few years after it came out, when I got this desktop, HP desktop, that was pretty nice at the time. But my copy of Vice City, and I really, really wish I would have kept the box. I did not. But I have not installed this on a computer in a long time. So I'm really excited to do that and play it again. There's really nothing to see here. Kind of unfortunate. But who knows? Back then, I didn't think about keeping stuff like that at all, which isn't uncommon, but it's unfortunate for me because that's kind of something I would really have enjoyed having right now. Yeah, these are all pretty nothing to see kind of jewel cases, unfortunately. I did want to show you something here that I didn't show in the last video. So I found that funny. If you were watching the last one when I was trying to install Oregon Trail, which I got to work, which is a really bizarre game, that Oregon Trail 4. I'm going to play it through, but like it's really weird and intuitive, and you can actually like move around, and it's and when I say move around, I mean like when you start out, you start on the street, there's these digitized characters where you click on them, they have little videos, and it's like the worst, cheesiest acting ever. I mean, oh my god, it's bad. It is funny. But the sound was great until like the actors talked and their speech just crackled like crazy. It was almost unplayable. I didn't know what was going on. But I saw you could turn on closed captions and shut sound off. I might do that when I try to play through it. But that's going to be interesting. But check this out. And this is a game I've never heard of. If any of you NASCAR like PC game fans, I know this stuff is tough to read on the camera, and I apologize. It's something I'm definitely working on resolving. When I move into my new place, I have a lot of equipment on my Amazon shopping list to grab and set up so I have an office. And when I have an office, which is going to be great to have an actual digital camera to record with, HD camera that doesn't look like you see now. I'm highly aware. Got the audio problem mostly figured out when I stay in front of the mic. Now it's just me training myself to get better at this. But this game, getting back to what I was talking about, is called Jeff Gordon XS Racing. Or X5 Racing. I'm pretty sure it's XS. Or X Racing. Maybe it's just X Racing. I don't know. The thing is, it doesn't say the name of it. The logo is so hard to read that... Or if it's just Jeff Gordon Racing. I don't know. I need to look this up, though, and find a copy. Because I have still... Maybe I'll go through it as a random video on this channel. A ton of NASCAR stuff. And here's the funny part about my NASCAR collection craze. I never watched NASCAR as a kid. Like, at all. I got into it because I got a NASCAR calendar from my dad. And I remember saying something like, I like Rusty Wallace or something because his car looks cool. Because it had like, I don't know, was he Miller or something? I can't remember what he drove, his sponsor was. But my dad, Jeff Gordon was on the calendar that month. And he goes, you should like him. That's Jeff Gordon. I was like, okay. So I became this Jeff Gordon fanatic for no reason other than I liked cars, and yeah, I liked cars as a kid. So I started this Jeff Gordon collection. Um, that didn't get crazy, but I'll show it one time. I'll just go through. I have a whole shoebox full of what I have remaining, which is mostly Jeff Gordon stuff and a bunch of other stuff. But it might be fun to look at. Something to think about. If that's something you want to see, leave it in the comments. I'll definitely go through that stuff. I'm always looking at. I mean, I'm bizarrely organized, so I have boxes of stuff still, like all collected in bankers boxes. Um, that I always think about. What can I go through and talk about that might be interesting? And I think that's one of them. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay, we're at 99%, so 100%. Let's see what happens here. If I lose this computer, I'm going to be very upset. But I won't be that surprised because I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Okay. Okay, now it wants me to insert the Windows Millennium boot disk. So this is obviously a built-in Windows Millennium startup restart, but I can't do this, so I'm going to cancel. I'm going to cancel. Yes. What a waste of time. Yeah, I don't have the boot disk. Maybe I'll get it eventually so I can wipe this thing. But I don't have a CD either, and I'm guessing I'm going to need that. So the good news is, let's see here. The good news is I turned the clock off because the date's off, and I don't care to fix it. I think I can fix this Belkin problem. I'm going to do that right now before we install a game, which we're going to do. So if you go to programs here, this is where I went. It says Belkin, and then wireless networking utility is the folder, and there's Belkin wireless USB, where if you click on that, it doesn't know where to find anything. Nothing exists. Then there's the uninstalled Belkin wireless, which is what I clicked on to bring me to some reason the Windows Millennium startup reset your whole PC. I don't know why. I'm just going to delete the folder because I don't think it exists anyway. That is not what I wanted to do. But what we're going to do is we're just going to delete the Belkin folder. The American Pickers thing I mentioned when I unboxed this doesn't exist either, so I'm going to delete that folder. I'm just going to clean this up, and actually, I think I'm going to keep this as my setup until I really get a copy of what I really want is Windows 98 SE with the startup disk and all that jazz, hopefully sealed, so I know it's all legit, it's all there with a working key, and I'll just install this thing with a brand new copy of Windows 98, which is genuinely what I really want. Going down here, so in startup here, and I know you can't see this stuff, that's why I'm explaining it. I do apologize. I'm hoping this all gets better as time goes on, which it will. The Belkin wireless USB utility, I'm just going to delete from the startup menu. Now, I should have that pop-up resolved. I hope. One thing I'm going to do is run this cleanup on C. I don't know if I made a backup taking up like 120 megabytes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but on this thing it is. I'm just going to see what's there. Clean up some C drive stuff. And the thing about this computer is it's so clean already, it looks like it was wiped. I don't think it was, but I mean, whoever used it didn't use it at all. It just has nothing on it. So there's 127 megabytes of temporary internet files from whenever this thing did have an internet connection, which is hilarious. I'm going to click all these things and delete Windows uninstall information. Yes. So we're going to clean up 404 megs, which is a decent amount. So we'll run a disk cleanup here. I really want to find older version. I'm pretty sure these exist. I just got to find a way to get it on there. I think I got to get some, and this is exciting, some floppy disks, and then an external floppy reader for this laptop, so I can add files like that, like CCleaner, for example. I don't know if that program will even fit on a floppy though. And just see if I can get that like an older version on this to really do some cleaning, like registry cleaning. I think that'd be fun. It might screw everything up. I don't know. It'd be cool though. I'm gonna one more time. I keep grabbing the wrong mouse here. I'm gonna push that out of the way so I don't grab it again. I'm gonna run one more time and go and see if there's an additional spot. Let's see, more options. Yes. Windows components. Sort of go through some of this again. I did this right away, but I mean, now that I've done that restore point, I just want to see what's repopulated or, restored itself to. I've got nothing I want to change here. I can create a disk. So that's exciting. I need to find some floppy disks so I can create a boot disk, and maybe I'll go in and I'll wipe this with a fresh install of at least Windows Me. I'll do some more research so I don't bite myself in the foot on that one, but interesting to note. Let's just see what they have for Adobe Flash players on here. That's right. I don't know why that's on here, but I'll leave it. Let's just everything looks really good. I'm gonna go into the C drive really quick. Okay, that's interesting. So NASCAR 2 is still on here. And a whole bunch of other junk. Yeah, so that restore point, I don't know what that was now that I look at this, because it's pretty much all still here. So that's okay though. I'm gonna delete all this stuff. I think I'm gonna delete NASCAR 2, if I can find a way to do so. Let's see here. It's funny because looking in this now, this looks like nothing. So let's go to control panel here. Let's see what's really installed on this thing. Yeah, I don't think NASCAR 2 is installed at all. I think that's just leftover stuff because I don't see the run or anything of that nature on here anymore. I'm just going to delete that folder, unfortunately. Okay. Let's see, iSteel folder. I'm going to delete that too. We're going to start fresh here. LucasArts on here. I'm surprised these don't pop up in add or remove programs. Kind of hoping they would, of course. Kind of makes things a little messy. I think that's because all this is just leftover stuff. Because these don't have any of their setup or play functionalities. Double check here. Yeah, TLC all messed up too. Okay. That's okay. for the sake of time, Grand Theft Auto Vice City is going to get installed on this computer. Now, I don't think this is going to work, but it's worth a try. Sad story. I once had an old laptop that was awesome. It was an old Toshiba. The disk drive was going on it, but it was still working. And I got it for 20 bucks. Kind of similar to like this bundle deal I got with this one with had some software with it, a carry case and all that jazz. But I was in a bind and I had to move in a hurry and get rid of a bunch of stuff. And when I did, I just got rid of it. I thrift stored the whole thing with all the software I had on there. I had so many games. And I think back and go, what a find I left for someone if they put it out. They might have at the time. But, man, I was in such a bind and I had to downsize so fast that I got rid of a lot of stuff, including that. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it. I was like, I don't need it right now. I was kind of bored with it. Exhausted, and the fact that the CD drive was going out was just bumming me out. So it wasn't getting a lot of use, and I just ended up ditching it. But I will never make that mistake again. That's for sure. So let's see how this works. Well, that's a good sign. This is going to be fun. I have a soft spot in my heart for this game, and playing it the right way, if you know what I mean, and getting it installed like this on an old laptop is the only way to play it. I don't know how well it's going to run, though, to be honest. So this looks like the username is John for this computer, by the way. And the company name was Mountain Precision. So this was definitely a business laptop of some kind, which is probably why it has nothing on it. I'm just gonna keep that. What the heck? Actually, let's not. Let's change that to Retro Digital Rolodex. And we'll make the username RDR. Okay, this has so far been the easiest install I have done on this computer. I will go back and reinstall all the games I did before, not on camera, of course, because I do want to have them. But it was a fun learning experience, nonetheless. I hope it's entertaining to watch. I'm sure I'm going to get questions of why I chose the name of this channel to be Retro Digital Rolodex. And to be honest, it was just me and my girlfriend sitting around not that long ago, because I've had this was on my list of things to start as a hobby for quite some time. There's a lot of channels. You can see where I get my inspirations from if you watch stuff like this. So I always just wanted to contribute in some way. I didn't even care if I got one viewer. I just wanted to do it and post it because it's fun. It's fun. It's just fun to make for me. So I was trying to think of a name, and the reason I like the sound of Retro Digital, but people had that name was just taken 100 times on YouTube. So my girlfriend was like, "Why don't you be Retro Digital Rolodex? Because it's like, Rolodex has information on it, and they're old school." And I was like, "You're right. That's cool." And beyond all, it just sounds cool. Now I know Rolodexes usually just have addresses or something, but I thought, you know what? I could be the Retro Digital Rolodex of information for, the things I want to do, which is mostly unboxings. I will start doing, once I get video game capture device, some of that. I am going to start doing that actually with some older PC games through screen capture. I'm looking at better screen capture software. I'm noticing mine's just a little bit blurry, and I don't really like the quality. So I'm trying to find a better option for that. What I think I'm gonna do is use a different computer. I think that's really gonna fix the problem. We'll find out with the next one I do. I think the next video I do is going to be some sort of game, just kind of playthrough. By the way, when I say game reviews on my site, they're gonna be that's loose. I use the game reviews title loosely. It's gonna be more of a kind of playthrough and talk about kind of thing. I don't plan on scripting anything with this channel. This is how I like to keep it. Simple, fun. So this is probably going to take a while. I hope not. But we shall see. One that I had played this, I don't think it was this version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think I played it was Flight Simulator. I played Flight Simulator X. That was great. Man, that was a cool game, especially when it came out, and still today. I hear it still gets used for a lot of stuff. I don't know if that's true or not, but I played Microsoft Flight Simulator 98 back in the day, which I wish I could say was fun, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. It was so confusing. And I didn't have access to the internet like you do now, where you can just Google anything in a dime. It actually took kind of some work to search stuff like that, and I didn't even think to do that. I just sat there looking at the manual and just going, "Wow, I'm really flying a plane." And I just want to push the forward arrow to take off. You know what I mean? Like GTA style flying. And at the time, I just thought this is so hard. That's the one thing I love in GTA is flying around, and I'm really gonna, I think, start getting into modding that game, and at least not making mods, but installing them, because I just hear about such cool mods for that game. So definitely something I'm going to do. I'm hoping E3 Rockstar drops the bomb on, that being hopefully their next big project is GTA 6 or GTA Vice City 2. Come on, Rockstar. We really need GTA Vice City 2. I think that would be so awesome. And I think I'm not alone on that. I don't know. Leave a note in the comments if you're down with me on playing some GTA Vice City 2. Can you imagine how fun that would be? If you're an 80s buff like me, that would be a dream come true. Because when Vice City came out, that was a dream come true. That was a dream realized. I loved Grand Theft Auto 3, and then I got to take that experience and go into the 80s and play this kind of Scarface influenced Grand Theft Auto game. I mean, come on, that's awesome. This is going to take forever. I'm hoping it doesn't lock up. So I currently have 3 computers. Of course, the 1692. The one I'm recording with right now, gonna get a camera eventually here, is a MSI Raider. That's what I do all my heavy gaming on. And I'm gonna start doing a lot of the screen capture on that one, because the other computer I have is a 2009 Alienware M11XR2. That computer, it gets the job done, but I do think it might be the reason I've been doing the screen capture stuff on that for my first tutorials here. And I mean, one, to get the frame rate just to match up with my videos was hard enough. So I'll be fiddling around. You may see, hopefully, you're going to hopefully see, I mean, I shouldn't say hopefully, you will see better quality improvements on these videos as time goes on. So otherwise, I think I really, really need to put this back on there, because I was playing, after I got done making the video for this, I played this, of course, with no sound, but wow, it was so fun to play again. Once I got the controls mapped, I figured out how to change the freaking camera. It was like old times. I mean, I drove backwards and I slammed into a bunch of cars, but I actually want to play this game through and see if I can actually race. Now, the thing about that is, I mean, it's default set to play 10% of a race, because I mean, who wants to sit there and go around the track 350 times or 500 times in a game like this? Not me. That sounds awful. If I wanted to do that, I'd play a newer version of NASCAR. Even then, that sounds pretty awful. I don't really even want to watch it. So, oh, excuse me. It's more to just screw around in. All right. I'm going to cut this video and come back after it's installed. Because I'm sure you don't want to watch me sit here and watch this bar just snail pace to its destination. Am I right? All right. We're getting towards the end of this install. Took about 20 minutes to get to this point. I have the second disc of the install in right now, and it so far so good. I'm honestly surprised. I didn't think. I don't know why. I just didn't think it would take this game. Because it's a lot older than the computer. We still have to see how it plays. So that'll be the real moment of truth. Is to see if this is a playable game on this, and if it is, that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna let it finish up here and just kind of see how it runs. So another game I think I'm gonna install on here, and I mentioned this, is Fallout 2. I never got to play Fallout 2 or Fallout 1 for that matter. So I'm really excited to just really experience the origins of that series. I've dabbled with Fallout 4. My first impressions were, wow, this looks amazing. But I think the problem was not that it's a bad game, but that I had played Fallout 3 so much, followed up by New Vegas, which I really enjoyed. I actually played through that one twice. I played through Fallout 3 about 3 times because the replayability in those games is just incredible. So I think I burnt myself out because I was really anticipating Fallout 4, but what I was really anticipating was not only a new Fallout game, but something that I wanted it to bring something new to the table. That when I started playing it, I just kind of didn't get that as far as it went for me. I felt like I was just playing a really great version of Fallout 3, and not much had changed. It looked great. It looks great. And the world is beautiful. But I was doing the same stuff. And I got bored really fast. And I just stopped playing it. Now, I think it's time. I think I'm at a point now where I can go back and really appreciate it and enjoy it. I have a friend at work who is in playing it. And she said she doesn't want it to end. It was so good. And she's getting towards the end of the game. So that really inspired me to want to give it another shot. I think it's something I want to do. I did try to play a game that it's called Elex or Elex, Elex. I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but I did a little research on it, and it's kind of a newer, or at least a software developer that I wasn't aware of, trying to get into this game genre. Like that Fallout's pretty much dominated. It left a lot to be desired, and it required so many patches to get playing. So, I don't know if anyone's played it. Let me know your thoughts on it. I haven't played it very far through. I got kind of bored fast and just enabled cheats and started to see what I could just do with cheats, which was fun. But I don't know. I might give it more of a shot. It just seems like it's trying to rip off Fallout, and it doesn't seem to be doing a very good job, in my opinion. It could be a good game though. Sometimes those first impressions just aren't the case. So we will see. Getting close here. A few bars to go, and we'll get to try out a little bit of GTA Vice City on the old Compaq 1692. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. Of course. So, by the way, I drink coffee all day. Now, it was like 85 degrees today. So when that happens, iced coffee. But yeah, I drink coffee all day. It is my vice. It is my drug of choice. Definitely couldn't live without it. I mean, I could. I just wouldn't be as pumped as you see me all the time on camera. All right, I'm getting anxious here. We are getting to that point where it's almost done. And the second disc looks like to be the play disc, which means I shouldn't have to insert another disc here. I should just be able to hopefully run this. And I'm hoping for good results. I'll be surprised if it plays fantastically. That'll really say something about this machine. Because I just don't expect it to. I wouldn't be upset if it didn't, because I just didn't expect it to. This is the one game in my old game library. It's probably the newest one I have. So we'll see. If this works, my next go-to game is Need for Speed Porsche Unleashed. Now, I know that is not the best Need for Speed game, and it's a little bit more of a niche game, kind of weird in the genre, but I got it for my birthday or for Christmas or something, and I played that game so much, but I never completed a full tour of all the cars, because if you're not familiar with that game, it's just all Porsches from 1950 something to the present, which I think at the time was like 2005. But that will be extremely exciting. And I know it's Porsche. I always say Porsche. I'm aware that's wrong. I've been calling it the wrong name since I was a kid. I can't fix it. All right, we're installing DirectX right now. I have had no snags with this install, which rocks. I think tonight I am going to reinstall Oregon Trail 4 and give that a playthrough. I don't know maybe I'll record that just to show you how freaking bizarre that is. I'm going to have to figure out a way, though, with my current setup to get a good screenshot so you can actually see it, because I don't want to play a game that you can't see. So I'll give that a try. I did try to install that game, I think, on my Alienware, and I had zero luck. But I mean, the thing's so old. Maybe I'll give that a try too. If I can do that, I'll screen capture it. I'll do it on my MSI and screen capture it if I can get it to run on this kind of present software. But I think I tried it and I had no luck. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It might be worth a shot. But it's kind of funny. I might do an unboxing of this. Let me show it to you. One moment here. Let me grab this. I may do an unofficial unboxing. I have yet to do an official unboxing, and I'm hoping to find something great when it happens. But I got this on Craigslist for $5 a few years ago. Actually, more like 5 years ago. This is a very old USB external CD rewritable drive. And I wish I had a date. 2001. Okay, 2001. And this lady gave this to me, and I was not expecting it to be boxed or anything. The ad did not have pictures. It just said this for $5. I was like, sure. And she hands me this box. I of course, didn't check it out. For $5, who cares? But it was in the plastic still. I mean, it's been used. It was used, but it still had the cord, which is like a serial bus style cord to USB, and it has a unopened copy of Nero 6 with the product key in here, and the manual still in its plastic, opened, of course. But the only thing I noticed it was missing was the power cord. But thankfully, it's a generic power cord that you can't see it on camera here, but one of my 3 terabyte Seagate hard drives, the power cord is the exact same. So when I want to use this, Which yes, I still use this. Believe it or not, I have burned stuff with this in the recent past and tried to install things with it. It works. It will install older games. It will not read newer ones. I tried to install from a disc. What was it? The first Assassin's Creed on my Alienware. Didn't read the disc at all. But older discs it will read, which is interesting. But I mean, it's 2001, so some sort of writing on the newer discs, like Assassin's Creed, which is pretty dated at this point, still didn't work. Wouldn't read it at all. Wouldn't recognize it. But it will recognize old games, and it will burn CDs and ISO images or whatever you want to do, which is really awesome. And yeah, it's slow. And yes, I am looking to get something more practical, but again, it's like the geek kid in me that loves to mess with old hardware and software. And using this, I get so much more pleasure out of using this when it's successful than I will buying a new one, which I will do, which I've done and had to send back to China because it didn't work at all. I did buy one at one point for like $20 as a super big mistake. So I will get a legitimate one at some point. Okay. So, man, I wish I could get the screen to look better for you guys in terms of text and stuff. I'll work on that. I need to restart the computer, so I'm going to do so. This is also a chance to check out if that Belkin error persists. So let's finish. I'm guessing it'll automatically restart. I hope. Going to give that a second here. And we'll see if the error happens. If not, at least that's taken care of. And then I'm going to try to see if I can't get in there to change the credentials. I'll look that up. And so it's not John with Mountain Precision. It can be the Retro Digital Rolodex 1692. Not that it matters. I know. It's that OCD part of me that just wants it to be perfect. Okay, so setup is updating some configuration files. I'm getting that a lot. I think it's because I've been doing a lot of weird, I've been doing those restore points and stuff. I hope this doesn't keep happening every time I turn on this computer. We'll cancel this. Updating hardware information database. This may have something to do with that setup I was doing earlier. Updating system settings now. Oy. I hope this works. All right. The audio really crackles on this thing. It's terrible. So I think when I do play games on this, I'm just going to use headphones and see if that fixes the issue because it's awful. Maybe the speakers are blown. I don't think they are because I've heard a lot of great audio out of them. And right now I have a black screen of death. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Bit of a slow startup on that one, but I mean, we are installing hardware, so, or excuse me, we're installing software, so I mean, I guess should be expected. The real moment of truth here is seeing if GTA plays. So let's find out. I'm going to try to start it up from the disc itself. I'm pretty sure this will need the disc to play. In fact, I'm certain. I don't see a play function. So let's go to C drive here. Once it catches up and thinks for a minute. You remember this when everything would just lock up. This is kind of a rarity now these days, at least from my perspective. Let's just try clicking on the disk. So yeah, there's nothing in the disk to click on. I'm gonna try going to C drive here and finding the file folder. We'll see if we can't start it that way. There should be a Rockstar Games folder in here. And there is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I think that's it. Let's see what happens. I'm a little nervous. Oh, not enough video memory. Of course it wouldn't play. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. I just think it's a little too outdated. I mean, let's see here. The system requirements, I think, no, they're not listed on the case at all, but I don't think we meet them. So I won't waste any more time on this. I'm not that surprised, but it was worth a shot. So I'm going to do more videos on this. I'll probably install some more software if you like these videos. Let me know. If you have ideas of what you wanted to see, I'm always at thrift stores finding games. I'll keep on the lookout if you have one in particular that you want to see played on this. And then I think I'll do some old PC game playthroughs too that I have that run on my current system so I can screen capture those. And I think that'd be fun. So thanks for watching. I know this was a long one. Feel free to like this video and subscribe. If not, either way, have a great day.